Joining us now is Denver men's basketball head coach Jeff Wulburn and student athlete KJ Hunt. As always, our normal format will be an opening statement for coach. Then we'll take questions for the student athlete. And please, ahead of your question, state your name and affiliation. Go ahead, coach.
Really proud of the way my team competed tonight, honestly, all through the season. Speaking specifically about the game this evening, boy, we knew we were playing a very talented team, a very aggressive team, a very physical team, and we knew that we had to answer that. And my guys reached down, and I think we gave up one offensive rebound in the first half. Really did a collective job on the defensive glass. Tried to be the aggressor. We attacked the paint offensively. We attacked the rim. We did a great job on the defensive boards. We didn't give them anything easy in defensive transition, in our defensive transition. And in the second half, like great teams do, boy, they answered, and I guess it was about maybe the 15-minute mark of the second half, and we struggled to keep them in front, and they got to the basket early, and I thought early in the game our gap defense and our activity on the defensive end was so good, and they, as great players and great teams do, they found some pass to the basket. It seemed like they lived at the free throw line in the second half of the game, and we gave up some threes, and our objective going into the game was to eliminate those open looks. Boy, Nelson and Cruiser are so good. Like I've coached in leagues that are considered Power 5 conferences, and those guys can play in any conference in the country. Like they are knockdown three-point shooters. They're great back to the basket players. At their size, at 6'10", 6'11", they have the ability to get by you. That's a really talented front line they have, and Griesel is as good of a floor leader as there is in our conference. At 6'6", he poses so many problems for us. He's great with his back to the basket, backing you down and creating post-up opportunities. And tonight, we dug down and we tried to cough the ball out of his hands. And all he did was dish out 8 assists and set the table for his teammates. So congratulations to North Dakota State, a really good basketball team. And but I couldn't be more proud of my basketball team, and maybe I'll talk about that in a little bit.
Questions for KJ?
Mike McFeely from the Foreman Fargo. KJ, the big story was the run in the second half. I think you guys were up 5, 4. They went on a 22-0 run. You could never recover from that, obviously. What happened? What was going on there?
Just down the stretch, we couldn't get the stops. We emphasized just keeping them on one side, taking away the 3, and like Coach said, just getting out the best players' hands. We failed to do that collectively, and that's what happened.
This question comes from Tim Hill of the Reaching the Summit podcast via Zoom. KJ, individually a fantastic game. In a situation like tonight, were you feeling loose knowing the pressure and expectations were on NDSU, or do you like having that pressure of not wanting your season to end?
It's a mixture of both. I honestly didn't have any pressure or wasn't thinking too much about it, but I knew it was at stake, but I prepared for this game. We prepared for this game like any other game. Like I said, we put on our clothes just like them, so it wasn't any pressure on us.
You keep going back to this, but when they're on a run like that, is it a helpless feeling, or are you pressing more to stop it and get some buckets yourself? Or
most definitely not helpless, because you can always counter a run. We just wasn't able to. It was just us just putting it together, trying to put it together collectively and get a stop collectively.
KJ, Tyler Monham, your radio guy. You transfer in, and you really become the heartbeat of this team throughout your season. And to come into a program and be able to establish yourself in a leadership role, and especially help these young guys learn so much. Tell us what this year has kind of meant to you and your development as a basketball player, and also as a leader, being with a team that's so talented, so young, and how many strides those guys have made.
Before even coming into Denver, I was just telling my guys this in the locker room. I knew what was at stake. I've always been a leader outside of basketball, so I just feel like it just translates so easily on the court. To the young guys, I try to preach to them what I wish I would have had when I was a freshman. That's just enjoy the process. You're going to have your ups, you're going to have your downs. Just never get too high, never get too low.
Any other questions? We'll take one more back here.
When you get to talk to people about this Denver program now, and especially what you guys have been able to do this season with the Summit League win total exceeding the last few years combined, road win total, and all this stuff, how do you describe what Denver is currently and where Denver's going now?
Man, I can just say, like, it's a light years difference between last year and this year. And I'm not psychic or anything, but I can promise you that this culture, this program is headed in the right direction, most definitely.
Thanks, KJ. You can head back to the locker room.
All right. Thank you all.
Go ahead with questions for Coach.
I'll ask you the same thing. Just
Yeah.
comment about the run. That was the
Yep.
kind of the story of the game in the second half. Just couldn't stop. Couldn't get 100%.
Yeah, they hit their stride. Obviously, they have so many weapons out there. We struggled to stop them. I think it had to do with struggling to keep the ball in front of us. We gave up some open three-point looks. They make you pay for those. We gave up straight line drives to the basket. We got in a little foul trouble, which hurt us as well during that stretch. And on the offensive end, I thought we were getting some open shots during that stretch. We weren't knocking them down. And, I guess it's human nature a little bit. Certainly not a helpless feeling, as you alluded to, but you know, you definitely, you know, you have a good feeling for what's going on, and the guys are trying their best to get stops, and trying to be effective and efficient on the offensive end, and that happens against really talented teams.
This question comes from Tim Hill, the Region of Summit podcast. In 1 year, you flipped the culture and have one of the most exciting young cores of any team in the Summit League. Can you talk about how it happened and the future of this program?
Yeah. You know, in coming in here, I think it's safe to say when you bring 9 players in, it's a complete rebuild. And we didn't want to mortgage the future for success this season, so to speak. So I didn't want to build with all graduate transfers, and maybe we would have had more success this year. But we wanted to build for the future. And we did a good job from the time that we took the job. My staff did a hell of a job in assessing talent, that not only talent, but the culture of our program is about integrity and character, bringing in kids who understand the value of a degree from the University of Denver, and kids who chase excellence in all they do. And we identified those guys, 9 of them, at a very late moment. And the freshmen have proven to be, I think they're going to be, the most objective observer would say that they're going to be very, very good players in this league. And they just got better and better as the year went on. I think because of the culture, because of the integrity, because of the character, all of the gut punches that we absorb, all of the close losses. I mean, it's crazy how many games were decided either in overtime or on the last possession. Or by single digits. It's close to 20 in our season. And my guys stayed resilient. I don't know that I've been around a team that has been as resilient and responded to adversity as well as they have. And the guy who was sitting here was the leader of that group. And he mentored the young guys, and they stayed together through it all. I don't know that I've been around a group that just every day, they bring, the way I like to say, they bring their lunchbox and their hard hat to practice. And they're ready to be coached. And there's a willingness to work and get better and progress individually and collectively as a team. You know, I think it starts with the culture. And these kids, I'm really proud of what they accomplished, man. It's to go from what we inherited a year ago to where we are today. We feel we haven't arrived at any destination by any means, but we sure feel good about the direction that our program is headed, about the young kids in our program, and about changing the perception of DU basketball.
Any other questions for Coach? All right, thanks, Coach.